You step off the boat and onto the dock. You've arrived. Hafstedt, a small tourist seaside town on the northern coast of Lower Saxony, North German Confederation. Late summer, 1870.
Hey there, traveler. Are you, let's see, Schmidt from Bavaria?
You can respond to people with archetypal statements. The archetypes are tough, intellectual, and quirky. Your conversation partners react differently to your approach, depending on their own nature. A well-chosen statement can later benefit you and simplify communication.
You and me both, pal. You and me both. Well, would His Royal Highness wish to point out his luggage? The name is Nils. I'm here to help get your luggage to your room. I ain't no fucking bellboy neither. Livkin needed help, so I helped. That's all. They own the place. Her and my brother. I just help out. So where's your suitcase, pal?
You have collected information about Niels Hansen. Information collected about people or places is stored in your notebook. You can access your notebook by pressing the I key.
Come on, pal. I don't got all fucking day. Which suitcase is yours?
A stylish suitcase, but not yours. A stylish suitcase, but not yours. The suitcase looks like yours, but it's not. The suitcase looks like yours, but it's not. This is clearly your suitcase, but something is different. You notice a fine silk scarf caught within its buckle. You either have luck or you don't. Give it a try. You see, it works brilliantly. And if it doesn't work out, you can use skill points to compensate. But if they're used up, then you lost. That's called bad luck. You stare blankly at the garment attached to your suitcase. Weary from the day's long journey, you are unable to concentrate. Your fingers fumble with the buckles to no avail. Losing in a skill check results in a temporary penalty applied to one or more of your abilities.
What the hell's taking so long? Come over here. I have something to help you with that.
This is clearly your suitcase.
I think you, lack some skills. You seem a bit confused to me. Here, take my toolkit. This should help increase your chances.
You have received an item from Niels that you can use in the skill check to temporarily enhance your ability. Try once more to free the cloth and use the tool set. This is clearly your suitcase, but during the Who are you kidding? You are no craftsman. The tools feel foreign in your hands. It's time to admit it. You don't know what you're doing. Suddenly, the tool slips in your unskilled hand, ripping the scarf in half. Clearly, this is a woman's scarf. Fine silk, sweet-smelling perfume. You remember that the woman you met on board, Kirsten van Groot, wore one just like it.
You finally figure out which suitcase is yours? About damn time. Head up these stairs and then hang a left. The inn is just ahead. You can't miss it. I'll be right behind you with your luggage.
You enter the common room of the inn. The smell is overwhelming. Somewhere in the distance, you make out what could be some pretty decent stew. The radiant hum of conversation and celebration is punctuated only by the frequent, although nonetheless ceremonious toasting amongst friends. From the back of the room, a middle-aged woman smiles and approaches.
Well, Mr. Schmidt, is it? We've been expecting you. Welcome, welcome. My name is Levka Hansen. I'm thrilled you chose to stay with us. I can see Niels has assisted you with your luggage. I trust everything went smoothly with him? Please, please, come in and make yourself comfortable. You must be famished after such a long journey. Sit. I've prepared a table with a window view just for you. The special today is a hearty beef stew, made by yours truly, of course, served with some homemade bread and farm fresh butter. Take a seat and I'll bring it right out.
Well, hello, Schmidt. Sure is nice to put that boat trip behind us. I always feel a bit uneasy around water. I never thought I'd be so happy to arrive in Hafstead of all places. Solid ground and my sister. Those are the only reasons I'm here. I hope you enjoy your time here. The town looks as though hardly a thing has changed. Quaint as always. You enjoy the sights, get some sun. It looks like you need it. I'm set for some long overdue family time. What's new? Oh, wow. That thing looks as though a wild dog has had its way with it. I'm not saying I'm ungrateful, I'm just saying I liked it better in one piece. I kid. Ratty old thing anyways. Most fellas would have just thrown it to the street. Takes a real gentleman to return a woman's scarf. Or should I say scarves? Well, I think a gentleman should be rewarded. Take these instructions for authentic Frisian tea. Old family recipe. The stuff works wonders.
You have received instructions from Kirsten van Groot. With the help of these instructions, you can use the correct ingredients from your inventory to create items. Items can be used to temporarily improve your abilities. Search your inventory for the instructions collection. The innkeeper, Levke Hansen, kindly smiles at you.
How can I help you?
Oh, my apologies, young man. My mind is elsewhere. I didn't notice you come in. My wife says the French could be beating down our doors, and I wouldn't even bat an eye. Bente Hansen. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Schmidt. My wife and I run this little inn. Well, to be honest, we may be a bit of an overstatement. Levke, bless her heart, she runs this inn. We inherited it from my folks, but I can't stand the place. No, I'm a man of science, Mr. Schmidt. Technology, my boy, that's the future. Say, you look like a worldly man. Are you familiar with the telegraph? That's what I do. I run the telegraph house here in Hafstead. Hell of a thing, my boy. Hell of a thing. Might sound like nothing but clicks to you like a locust. That's what my wife says. But it is its own language, connecting the whole world. It's the future, my boy. Can I help you?
The table looks inviting. You take a seat. At the end of the table, an unlikely pair of friends are engaged in a spirited discussion. Although you had hoped to enjoy your meal in peace, you can't help but eavesdrop as the animated pair continue their conversation.
Yes. We both know you're an expert on the topic. I would be too if I had that much time on my hands. Remember, I never asked for this. Someone had to put their neck on the line while they sort out this whole mess in France. But tell me then, what is your expert opinion? What do you see for the future?
Can't you see, old man? This is only the tip of the iceberg. Why stop with one? Our little town could be on the precipice of greatness. Should we just seize the opportunity? We should have more lines, more operators. We will be connected to the whole world.
The taller man turns to face you.
And you, what do you think?
His eyebrow raises at you inquisitively. Cigar smoke and brandy hang thick in his mustache. He nods at you in anticipation.
Are you daft? Not a care in the world while history is being written around you. Of course, a simpleton like you would understand the technological nuances within the world of telegraphy. Would you? Splendid! You hear that, Joost? The kid is an expert. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this past year, particularly about the events in April. Fascinating stuff. Please spare us no details.
Before entering into a confrontation, you would benefit from conducting a thorough investigation. Examine the area, question the townfolk, pay attention along the way. Remember, confronting a suspect works best if you first have all the facts. The smaller of the two men makes eye contact and begins to speak.
Never mind him. Ivor tends to be, easily excitable, especially when it comes to things he's passionate about. Seems only Bente can keep up with him when he gets like this. Don't let him get to you. The name is Joost, Mayor Schäppler. Still getting used to the title myself. Just standing in, keeping the peace until this nonsense with France blows over. Blood and iron and all that stuff. I just wish old Bismarck would remember the blood part of his slogan consists of human lives. Not all of us wish violence on our neighbors. They call it progress. But as mayor, I gotta say, the new telegraph equipment in Hofstad really is state-of-the-art. Quite fascinating indeed, and by far the biggest thing to happen to our sleepy little harbor in ages. You really should brush up on the matter. Truly fascinating stuff. Lievke's husband Bente is our local operator. He'll talk your ear off about it. But hell, he owns this place. Just look around. He keeps every news article, every book, and every publication he can find that even mentions the word telegraph. There's bound to be an encyclopedia's worth of information in this room alone. Come back and talk to us when you're a little more well-versed on the subject.
The innkeeper, Lievke.
How can I help you? Oh, Lord, not you too. That damn machine is about the only thing that this town, including my husband, has been talking about for years. Between that and this little trifle with the French, there's not much else in the news these days. And frankly, none of that interests me. I have an inn to manage. I have no time for politics and parlor games. But if it's the telegraph that interests you, you should really speak with my husband. He's around here somewhere. Just be warned, once you get him going, he really will chew your ear off with that stuff. How can I help you?
Can I help you? What a time to be alive, my boy. Can you believe it? When Siemens took that contract, I thought, there's no way in hell it could be done. Sure, £400,000 is a lot of money. But a telegraph cable from London to Calcutta, nearly 5,000 kilometers of that, being new built. Come on, let's get real. You know it took them nearly 70,000 posts through feuding territories to stretch that cable? Wooden ones in Poland and Russia, and special cast iron ones installed with a cavalry escort through Persia and the Caucasus. Hell, they even laid a cable under the Black Sea to avoid the fighting. No way I ever thought it would ever be done. Yet they did it. Can you believe that? You know, it runs from England via Emden and Berlin. The North German Confederation at the helm of the technological world. What a time to be alive, my boy. It's amazing how small the world becomes once you start connecting the cables. It used to take a message 30 days to make it from London to Calcutta. Now you know what it takes? 28 minutes, my boy. And this Indo-European line is only the beginning. Soon we will be able to talk to the whole world with a flick of the wrist. Not too many folk can understand the Morse code. The army taught me, and with that knowledge comes the duty to man the line. I could stay and talk about this all day, but unfortunately, I must be going. I'll be seeing you, Mr. Schmidt. I wish you all the best in our little town. Let Lievke know if you need anything while you're here. Can I help you?
The innkeeper.
How can I help?
Excellent! Tell us what you've learned.
Take your time.
Excellent! Tell us what you... Do you know where Calcutta is?
What else do you know about it? What else can you tell us about it? You've become quite the expert on the matter.
Impressive. It appears you're quite the quick study. Apologies, my good sir. Where are my manners? Arvid Harms is the name. Local entrepreneur, a, visionary, if you will. My family, titans of the brick industry, have been paving the way towards progress for generations. But one can only be so excited about bricks, am I right? This telegraph, I tell you, is only the beginning. The apex of industry and technology. Quite exciting indeed. How nice to make your acquaintance, Mr. Schmidt, but I have some private issues to speak with the mayor about. Small-town politics are hardly a matter of interest for you, I'm sure, so please excuse us.
The mayor smiles sheepishly. Levke, the innkeeper, smiles as she approaches the table.
Well, Mr. Schmidt, I hope these two didn't sully your meal with their incessant rambling. Your room is ready for you. Upper floor, room number 3, at the end of the hall. The stairs are behind the bar. Thank you for staying with us. I wish you a pleasant night's rest.
Only if you contribute to our discussion of...
Can I help you?
How can I help you?
The bed is made of solid construction. No loose headboard, no weird stains, just a clean, comfortable bed. There is a pleasant odor on the bedding, fresh washed linen with a faint scent of sea air and tobacco. The mattress, although firmer than it appeared, welcomes you after a long day of travel. Moments after your head hits the pillow, you drift off to sleep. The house is full of strange and curious sounds. Creaking beams, unsettled floors, heavy, lumbering footsteps startle you awake. Exhausted from the journey, you quickly drift back to sleep. You can play the game in detective mode, for the full investigation experience and without hints. Better have your pen and paper ready to take notes. Or you can play in story mode, with tasks in your journal so you can relax and enjoy the story. Which do you prefer? Good choice. You can come back to the book that lies here on your right anytime to change the setting. You're jolted awake to the sound of several indiscernible voices shouting from outside your window. Try as you may, you cannot make out a single word. Whatever they are saying, it becomes apparent that someone or something is in deep distress. You quickly get dressed and rush out to investigate.
think I'm gonna be sick. I can't look. I think I'm gonna be sick.
You approach the scene. A large, raucous crowd obscures your view. You push through to the forefront. The blood catches your eye first. Alarmed by its sheer volume, you notice the way it has already begun to darken. There, in the middle, like some cold, twisted island, the lifeless body of a middle-aged man. You study his features, his contorted face, his clothing. You have seen this man before, but you just can't place him. You scan the crowd, recognizing several of the townfolk among them. The mayor, Niels. You lock eyes with Levke Hansen, the innkeeper. She's sobbing. Only then do you realize that the body is none other than her husband, Bente Hansen.
Who could have done this? Oh my god. Is that Bente? I can't look. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Wow! Mom! Check it out! Look at all the blood!
Silence! Quiet, please! Can I have everyone's attention? Quiet, everyone! Now listen up! Tragedy has befallen our sleepy little harbor. Quiet! Quiet, everyone! I intend to get to the bottom of this. First things first, we need some space. Kovic, Niels, can you get these fucking people out of here? I can't even think. Christ! Niels, Levke doesn't need to see this. Get her out of here! Seriously, everyone, I need you to take 2 big steps backward. Give us some room. A man has been murdered. All you doom lurkers should be ashamed of yourselves. Where the fuck is Arvid? I need someone who can operate this fucking machine. We need to reach the mainland and get the constable on a ship over here as soon as possible.
The constable? That'll take days. What if the killer strikes again? We're sitting ducks, Just.
Yeah, Jost. This is clearly the work of Satan. Evil walks among us.
I bet it's those French fucks trying to sabotage our telegraph. It's no coincidence they killed Bente. He's the only person in town who could use it.
Enough! Enough of this nonsense! Can you all just shut the fuck up and listen to me? There's no devil in Hofstad. There are no fucking French spies. Seriously, everyone calm down. I'm sure this is all far less sinister than it appears, despite it appearing rather grisly, I'll admit. All strangers to our community are to be isolated at the end until we have a better idea of what was happening here. Bear with us. We will have your holiday back on track as soon as we can. The rest of you, go home! There's nothing more to see here. Furthermore, the Harbor District Gate is to remain closed until further notice. No one in or out until this matter is put to bed. Now go, everyone. Dr. Colwig and I got this from here. I'm sure you grizzly fucks are all excited because nothing ever happens around here. But Jesus Christ, don't forget, we lost one of our own today. Poor Levke needs us all now, more than ever. Instead, we use her in as a makeshift entertainment facility for our esteemed guests. Now go home, hug your loved ones, stay inside, and you'll be just fine. I promise. We will get to the bottom of this. Justice will be served.
The crowd disperses, their whispers heavy with anger and fear. In the distance, you see Niels Hansen, his arm around Levke, comforting her as they walk home. As the body comes into focus, you notice a small laceration, about 2 centimeters long, across the forehead. The wound is crusted over with dried blood and the surrounding area darkened with hematoma. Perhaps more noticeable, however, is the massive hole deep within the victim's neck. No denying the cause of death here. There, in the street outside his own office, Bente Hansen lays dead. Murdered. No doubt about it. For a telegraph clerk, you wonder, how does one become so filthy? His fingernails are packed with dirt and his palms are torn. Curiously, the shoes of a simple station clerk are heavy with mud and wild grasses. There, upon the reeds and the leather alike, small droplets of deep red blood. Present upon the man's forehead, a small laceration, nearly 2 centimeters in length. The wound, noticeably crusted with dried blood, has already begun to darken with bruising. Clearly, this injury was sustained while the victim was alive. While not being the cause of death, perhaps it is indicative of some sort of struggle. Just what happened here? Barely noticeable to the naked eye, you are drawn to a most peculiar sight indeed. Surrounding the wet open wound, small traces of painted wood catch the light. Fragmented grain, as if it were sheared off upon entry. It is difficult to get a clear view through all the blood. It doesn't take a trained eye to see that this was undeniably the cause of death. The wound is small, a puncture, most likely inflicted by a long and narrow instrument. Notably, there are no signs of slashing, and more importantly, no signs of hesitation.
You there! The lad from the inn! Yes, you! I'm sorry, but I'm going to require you to go back to your room and remain there. Please head straight back to the inn. Levke should have everything you need. You don't seem like the sort of deranged monster capable of such a crime, but nevertheless, I can't be too careful. We will sort this out soon enough, hopefully with enough time for you to salvage your vacation. Try to make the most of it.
You turn and walk towards the inn with the remainder of the crowd. Over your shoulder, you see the mayor and Dr. Kolvig hoisting the dead body of Bente Hansen onto an old wooden cart and proceed to wheel it away. The door is locked. A key is required. Dead leaves obscure the muddy soil at your feet. Small piles of an unknown black substance are curiously deposited around the area. Upon closer inspection, they appear to be mounds of smooth, odorous ash. You sift the ash between your fingers, smooth, almost silky, when suddenly you feel it, a small ring of paper. N-O-R-D. You'd recognize that logo anywhere. Nordlicht Cigars. Dead leaves obscure the muddy soil. A gentleman should never be without a hat and pipe. A gentleman should never be without a hat and pipe. A gentleman should never be without a hat and pipe. The door is locked. A key is required. The door is labeled storage room. No entry. The door is locked.
Thank you, Mr. Schmidt. It's just terrible. I can't believe he's gone. I wish I could just take a few days and gather my thoughts, but that damn Yost bastard said all you strangers have to stay here, in my inn, like I'm some sort of a warden. I know it's not an ideal way for you to spend your holiday, but I've gone ahead and unlocked some of the more restricted areas of the property, so you can at least enjoy some fresh air in the garden. I do hope you can make the most of your time here. There is a bookshelf on the first floor. Feel free to help yourself to any of its books. Who knows what's up there, but maybe you can find something entertaining. But shoot, I almost forgot. There aren't any oil lamps in that part of the inn. It's normally off limits to visitors, you know? Here, take mine. Sorry for the inconvenience. If it runs out of oil, come find me and I'll give you some more.
Deep wrinkles run across her forehead. Her eyes are darkened and tired. The death of her husband weighs heavily on her. Her straight mouth proves the determination with which she continues to carry out her daily work. She moves her left hand, revealing her slightly swollen wrist.
Who could ever tell when it came to Bente? He was always brooding over something. Distant, withdrawn. Let's be honest, that man could be a bit of a pill. He wasn't always like that, you know? He was once quite the charmer, but over the years, his hobbies, his obsessions, they consumed him. Like some sort of slow death. I've watched that man fade from my life, little by little, until now. Now he's succeeded. He's finally gone. Absolutely and completely gone. Tell me, Mr. Schmidt, how do you mourn someone you lost long ago? You know, it's sad, really, the way that damn telegraph connected him to everyone but me. Try as I might, I could never get Bente to open up. Between his late nights spent at his office or up lost in thought, pacing around in his study. About the only person who could ever get an audience with him was Weasley Mr. Harms. Those two would talk for hours on end, just rambling on and on about signals and transmitters and wires and such. Mr. Schmidt, you fail to realize that I've been doing it all on my own for years, ever since the army when he got into that damn machine. Thankfully, Niels, his brother, is always around to lend a hand. He may grumble, but he really is a good guy. Plus, you should know, we aren't just any old inn. No, sir, we are purveyors of the finest spirits. There isn't a king or bum within 100 kilometers of this place with a better palate for a good schnapps. Our rotating reserves are certain to never leave our visitors wanting more. Currently, we host a very special reserve from 1857, one of the hottest summers on record. It forced a sweetness in the fruit that year that has never been rivaled. I'd buy 100 cases if I could, but truth is, they're just too expensive for the folks around here. Instead, these hounds prefer the local swill, gut rot hooch, not the high quality stuff I specialize in. But when it comes to fine spirits, words can only do so much. You truly must try them for yourself. Ah, yes, that's a decent drop for the money. It's more for the price-conscious drinker. Mr. Bartelson, the school's caretaker, would be first to take a nip of this stuff. Only after working hours, of course. Friedrich Mack. It's a small distillery from Hamburg. It's a fine spirit. It's not exactly cheap, but our painter, Eiko During, swears by it. Well, don't let its noble title fool you. It's more of a cheap booze. Hauke would probably drink this stuff. And Hein Bartelson. This is an old traditional company. The Hardenberg distillery has been around since the year 1700. This is a classic spirit at a very high level. This is also my favorite, the benchmark for what a schnapps should taste like. Helbing is also a Kummelschnaps. They are one of the oldest makers of the herb liqueur. They were founded in 1836 in Hamburg, I believe. This is Niels's favorite schnapps. Kummelschnaps, a sweet liqueur flavored with caraway seeds. Many small distilleries in East Frisia make it. We have a rotating selection. Our pastor is always first to try the new batch. He claims it helps calm his nervous stomach pains. Ah yes, the Emser. You really get something for your money with this one. It's not too expensive for its high quality. I drink it myself. And Hein, the school's caretaker, when he's here, we always share a toast with it. Yes, the good old pot from Flensburg, a very unpretentious, down-to-earth spirit. It's also good for grog. Ms. Behrens is known to purchase the occasional bottle. She says it's for cooking. The dock workers also like it. Doornkat, that's a Genever, much more aromatic than normal gins and tastes more like juniper berries. Our Mayor Joost and the school director, Mr. Kottmann, have been known to drink it from time to time. Ugh, that stuff's a joke. Extremely high alcohol content and burns like hell. Nobody actually drinks that stuff, except for maybe the shepherds. But those men are rather tough. I think they like the pain. Of course. Here it is. With this, you can refill the lamp.
In your inventory, you can open the collection of instructions and select the instructions for refilling the lamp. The door is... The door is locked. The door is locked. The door is locked. You open the large wardrobe doors only to find a small child, cowered in fear, hiding inside.
Please don't hurt me. Go away. My Nana and Papa did nothing to you. Leave us alone.
The child remains within the wardrobe. The girl laughs at your comical hijinks. She crawls out from the wardrobe.
Are you here to fight the monster?
The young girl looks at you, anxiously awaiting your answer.
The monster! You have to believe me! Yes, but not like the monster here. Not like the one that killed my Nana. I think it killed my Papa too. This monster's really scary, mister. It only comes at night. I haven't slept in weeks because it's always creeping around. My mother always says, Margie, there are no monsters. But it's real, mister. I swear it. It's killing my family. Nana and Papa are already dead. Mother might be next. Or even me.
Maye hastens her breathing. Her eyes widen. As you approach, she quickly takes a step back.
You're silly, Mr. Valentine.
Maye begins to calm down. Slowly, she takes a step in your direction.
It killed Nana. I just know it. One night, I heard it clunking around in the hallway, and then a bunch of weird noises coming from her room. And then the next morning, she was dead.
Maye fidgets nervously.
It's real big, mister. Like, big. Twice my size. And it's all black. Dark as night. sometimes I hear things, spooky things, like it's creeping through our house. I want to tell Mother, but it sounds like the monster is right outside my door. I don't want to get eaten, mister. What else? Let's see. Oh yeah! It's creepy eye. It glows, mister. I swear. Some nights I look outside and there it is, just staring at our house. I told Nana. She believed me. She even made me a magical crown to help fight it. But the crown got all yucky, so she threw it away. And then the monster killed her. Then it killed Papa too. I'm so scared, mister. I know it's the monster killing my family. You have to warn my mother. Arguments? Oh, you mean like how Mother and Papa are always yelling? We need more help. I'm just one woman. Why are you always working? She sure gives it to him real good. It's my duty to man the line, woman. But no, Nana wasn't yelling at nobody. She sort of just spends most of her time alone. There, beneath my window, by those barrels near the fence, I can see its evil eye just staring at me. It smells real awful too. He sits there and just stares at the house for a long time. And then, it comes in. I can hear it clocking through the hallway, opening doors, making all sorts of weird noises in the night.
The door is locked.
Thanks, Schmidt. Hard to imagine that I'll never talk to him again. It's funny. Just yesterday, I couldn't stand the guy. Never understood how such a selfish man could be so respected by his fellow townsfolk. I used to go out of my way to avoid talking to him, but now, I'd give anything to speak with him once more. I just hope they find the bastard who did this. I can't imagine who did such a thing so violently. Makes me sick. I mean, he wasn't the best brother a guy could ask for, but the townfolk adored him. He certainly didn't deserve that.
poorly healed scar runs along his forearm, leading the eye to his clean manicured hands. These are not the hands of a laborer. He smells harshly of smoke and alcohol, and appears to currently be, at least to some degree, drunk.
I mean, sure, not everyone is excited about the telegraph as he was, but enemies, like real enemies, I don't think so.
Niels looks at you, perplexed.
Look, I don't know what you believe in, Schmidt, but not everything in this world is so easily explained. All I know is that folks have been telling stories of their own monsters since the dawn of time. People like you say it's nonsense, but who am I to say? Maybe Marya is right. She's not completely making the shit up, you know. She probably overheard someone talking about it in the inn. A few folks have been messed up pretty bad lately. Bunch of rumors about monsters tormenting the outskirts. Poor girl probably heard something she shouldn't.
The door is locked. No fish are being sold at the moment. Two men are sitting at the table, deep in a lively conversation. Suddenly, one of the men looks at you.
Here's my buddy, eh? Get us out of the good stuff! Oh, sorry. I thought you were Niels. He doesn't come around here anymore. He told us he was gonna tell us about the good stuff.
The man resumes his conversation with his companion. Two men are sitting at the table.
That child lets her imagination get the best of her. I can assure you, Mr. Schmidt, there's no monster here. Only a scared little girl in a creaky old house. Poor thing lost so much. First her grandmother, and now her father. It doesn't take a priest to see she is troubled by it. I am the only one who cared for that woman, so I think I would know. I am certain Lisbeth died of natural causes. I find it hard to believe this could be the case, but if you truly think it would help, here, take these. Just don't mess anything up. I run a tight ship, Mr. Schmidt. The keys unlock Bente's study and Lisbeth's bedroom. Just go up the stairs, they both are all the way back at the end of the hall. Maya's room is pretty self-explanatory, you'll see. That child has a knack for decoration. Now please, let me do my job.
Two men are sitting at the table. The door is locked. The door is... The door is locked. The door is locked. The door swings open. A large dresser. The dresser is locked. A 3-digit code is required. A large dresser. The first number is. The second number. The third number is. You hear a click, and the dresser unlocks. The door is locked. The door is locked. This pillow is the only one with a different colored cover. A thick, leather-bound book. Inside, every quip, every wisdom that Lisbon learned in life is in this book. The first number is... The second... The first number is... The second number is... The third number is... This pillow is the only one with a different colored cover. This pillow is the only one with a different colored cover. The bed is neatly made. You cannot discover any more details with your eyes alone. You lie. The bed is neatly made. Red pigment stains the floor. Not blood. Red powder. It could be cosmetics. This pillow is the only one with a different colored cover. Red pigment stains the floor. Not blood. Red powder. It could be cosmetics.
Ha! What do you know about good booze? A good schnapps, am I right? Nothing beats it. Nothing. It's just too bad I don't have more time to, educate my, friends about good booze. Old Levy will rip my throat off if I don't fetch more beer from the storage room. Well, I suppose, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. After all, I'd be a bad host if I didn't sit and welcome old friends to the inn with a pour of our finest schnapps. Here's the key for the storage room. It's the first door at the back of the hall. But keep your grubby mitts off of anything else.
The door swings. Two men are sitting. The door is locked. The door is locked. A key. The door swings. The cabinet is locked. A key. The key you found in the storage room fits. The door is locked. The door is locked. The first number, the second. The first number is, the second number, the third number. In your inventory, you can revisit any tutorial. The bed is made of solid construction.
Schmidt! Schmidt! Just in time! My friends! I gave him a proper lesson in schnapps.
Clementine, it's perfect. Mother threw my old one away when the flowers got yucky. But this one isn't yucky. By the time it gets gross, we will have caught the monster. Nana always says, "Pray, child, nothing is free." She would say I gotta pay you something for this nice gift. How about a drawing? I'm an artist too, did you know that? Would you accept... I can't draw it, mister. Mother has my crayons. Her and Papa were yelling again. I was afraid to ask.
Two men are sitting.
What? Lisbeth? Heavens no. That woman thought makeup was reserved only for whores. She would even criticize the actors at the Playhouse for wearing it. I never saw anything wrong with a little here and there. I'm a modern woman after all. Ugh, that girl. She would lose her head if it wasn't attached. I swear it. Yes, I have them, but they're upstairs in our room. Sorry, Mr. Schmidt. I'm far too busy to tend to it now. Here, take this. It's a key to our room. It's located in the upper part of the building, very close to Maye's room. I'm sure you will have no trouble.
The door is locked. The rouge is almost completely used up. The rouge is almost completely used up. A wash basin and cosmetics for a well-groomed appearance. A large dresser. The dresser is locked. A long black coat for cold days. A corn, vintage 1857. A large dresser. The first number is. The fourth number is. Nothing happens. The dresser is. A corn. Vintage 1857. A large The dresser is. The first number is. The second number. The third number. The fourth. You hear a click and the dress.
Oh, thank you! I just need a minute and I'll make you a masterpiece. Here, that's my Nana. That's last time I saw her. She was already dead, mister. That's after the monster got her. It was early morning and I heard Mom started screaming. I ran right there and Nana was dead. The monster got her, mister. Papa must have still been at work. I was so scared. Lucky for me, Uncle Niles was there. Right away, he looked everywhere, but the monster must have run away because Niles couldn't find it anywhere. The monster did that. He must have sucked the life right out of her, or scared her to death. But it was weird, mister. Later, I could have sworn she was only sleeping. Say, since I'm such a good helper, you might need me to come along to help out more. What do you say? That monster's dead meat now that we're working together. Oh, okay, I guess. Just make sure you find the monster before it hurts someone else.
Red pigment stains the floor. Not blood. Red powder. It could be cosmetics.
Oh, heavens no. Not that I noticed. I think I was probably the one who turned so blue. Scared me so. I just couldn't believe it. There she lay, so peaceful in her bed, as if she went to sleep and never woke up. Don't judge me, Mr. Schmidt, but finding her dead startled me so bad, I had to have a stiff pour of the good stuff before I could even deal with any of it. I hadn't even had my morning coffee yet. My husband's murderer is on the loose, and you come to me with such colorful accusations. As if you yourself could face God free from sin. I suggest we leave my dirty laundry where it lies. Mr. Schmidt, is it? Lest this conversation be over.
You approach Levke, and instantly she recognizes the gravity of the situation at hand. She lets out an exasperated sigh as her eyes dart the corners of the room. It's not safe to speak here. Silently, she motions towards the door. You follow her through to the back of the property.
It's a public street. What do you want me to say? What are you getting at, Schmidt? Last time I checked, it wasn't a crime to smoke. What are you getting at? What are you getting at, Schmidt? Stop it, Schmidt. We don't have to do this. I'm warning you, Schmidt. Just let it be. What are you getting at? So what? What are you getting at? So what? What are you getting at? What are you getting at, Schmidt? Mind your own fucking business, Schmidt. What are you getting at? She already got it. What are you getting at? What attacker? She died in her sleep. You don't know what you're talking about.
Levke looks at Niels's forearm in disbelief.
What are you getting at? So what? What are you getting at? So what? That fucking bitch had it coming! Ugh! I can't stand it any longer! I'm sorry, Levy. It's true. I did it. I killed her. Always chewing on me, always nagging. You're just like your father. You're worthless. You let your wife die. She left me out of the will. Can you believe that? Her own flesh and blood, snubbed out. Gave it all to Bente, her special little golden child. But I swear, I didn't mean for it to happen. I'm no murderer. I was on my way to see Levka to keep her company, and all of a sudden, the bitch sprung out on me, swinging that cane like it were a billy club, clocked me real good with it too. I must have just snapped. The next thing I remember, I was removing the pillow. She just laid there, not moving, not breathing. All I could do was feel relief. Finally, I could live my own life without all her cruel judgment. Levy, I hope you can forgive me. I'm so sorry. The next day, I was so scared of what I'd done. I tried to make her look more lively with the rouge. I tried to hide the fact that I killed her. I didn't want what I did in anger to ruin what we have. But I for damn sure didn't kill Bente. I'm not a murderer. What happened between my mother and me was an accident. That woman abused me for years. I just snapped, Schmidt. I wish it never happened, but please, for the first time since my wife died, I'm happy. Don't take this from me.
Niels Hansen looks with desperation in his eyes. Levke wipes away her tears, attempting to remain composed. They both anxiously await your decision.
You're making a big fucking mistake, Schmidt. The last person to speak to me like that is still picking his teeth up off the floor.
By a stroke of luck, Niels' gun jams. Niels fumbles with the trigger before turning the gun on himself.
All my life, I've been told that I'm worthless. I was finally happy. And now you're taking that away from me? I refuse to go to prison!
Niels pulls the trigger. Smoke, blood, and the smell of death fill the room. Niels lays dead on the floor. Levke looks at you, defeat in her eyes. The door swings open. Two men. The door is.
Oh, don't jump.
You.
What are you getting at? She already? What are you getting at?
Niels looks nervous.
It wasn't like that. Just let it be, Mr. Schmidt. Clearly you have no idea what really happened here. Deal with Bente's death and leave us alone.
Levke looks at you, defeat in her eyes.
Let that be my concern. You've caused enough chaos. But Niels was with me the whole night that Bente was murdered. Whether you believe me or not, it's true. One more thing. I found this box and Bente's things up in the attic. There is no dust on it, though. I don't think it's been there long. I couldn't get it open. Maybe you can do it. It's over there on the bar.
The box is locked. A 3-digit numerical code is required. You pick up the box and turn it over in your hands, except something was painted on the bottom. The box is locked. The box is locked. The box is locked. A 3-digit numeric. The first number is the second, the third number. You hear a click, and the box opens. As you walk out of the inn and onto the street, you notice the mayor standing a short distance away. He motions for you to join him.
You there, Mr. Schmidt. Can I have a moment of your time? I heard you've been playing pretend over at the Hanson Inn, sleuthing around with some moderate success. I suppose even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. We could really use someone like you. This is the first violent crime Hafstead has ever seen. I'm in a little over my head on this one. The townsfolk are being uncooperative. You see, the last time the constable came over here for a legal dispute, a few rowdy sailors got taken to the mainland and thrown in the clink. 2 of them are still there. Needless to say, folks are a little reluctant to talk with the authorities these days. But maybe they would talk to you. Maybe an outsider can see things I can't. I just can't stomach the thought that a murderer may walk among us, and I certainly can't risk them striking again. Please, Mr. Schmidt, find out what happened here. Help me bring justice to the sleepy little town. I'm counting on you. We all are.
Are the suitcases all filled with clothes? The door is locked. A gentleman should never be without a hat and pipe. The door is... Two distinct pairs of footprints litter the ground below the clothesline.
I thought you'd never show. Get over here. Papa needs some loving.
Strong, mannish hands reach out and firmly hold you by the waist. A short moment later, they retreat.
Shit. I'm looking for Sybil. She's our best hen. Lays eggs like a motherfucker. Damn thing flew the coop. You haven't seen a chicken come through here, have you?
You turn around to see the face of none other than Niels Hansen. He appears more startled than you are.
You shut the fuck up! You don't know what you're talking about. You tell anyone, and you're fucking dead. Now where was I? Sybil! Sybil! Get out here, you damn bird!
The door is... Two distinct pairs of footprints litter the ground below the clothesline. One smaller set, noticeably heavier in the heel. A woman's shoe, approximately 23 centimeters in length. The larger set, flat-footed, approximately 27 centimeters in length, appears to be that of the common male work boot. You kneel down for a closer look and hear the sound of heavy footsteps rapidly approaching.
I thought you'd never show. Get over here. Papa needs some loving.
Strong, mannish hands reach out and firmly hold you by the waist. A short moment later, they retreat.
Shit. I'm looking for Sybil. She's our best hen. Lays eggs like a motherfucker. Damn thing flew the coop. You haven't seen a chicken come through here, have you?
You turn around to see the face of none other than Niels Hansen. He appears.
You shut the fuck up! You don't know what you're talking about. You tell anyone, and you're fucking dead. Now, where was I?
A wooden bench. Someone has carved a heart with the letters L plus N into it. A wooden bench. A wooden bench. Someone has carved a heart with the letters L. A wooden bench. Someone has carved a heart with the letters L plus N into it.
Look, nothing happened. Don't flatter yourself, city boy. You'd be doing both of us a big favor if you just drop it. Who the fuck are you to accuse me of such a thing? Always poking around where you don't belong. Stay out of it. That's right, city boy. Mind your...
Oh, don't jump.
You approach Levke and
It's a public street. What do you want me to say? What are you getting at, Schmidt? Last time I... What are you getting at? What are you getting at, Schmidt? Stop it, Schmidt. We don't have to do this. I'm warning you, Schmidt. What are you getting at? So what? What are you getting at? So what are you getting at? What are you getting at, Schmidt? Mind your own fucking business. What are you getting at? What attacker? She died in her sleep. You don't know what you're talking about. What are you getting at? So what? What are you getting at?
Niels looks
That fucking bitch had it coming! Always chewing on me. Oh, but I swear, I must have just... Levy, I hope you can forgive me. I'm so sorry. The next day, I was so scared of what I'd done. I tried to make her look more lively with the rouge. I tried to hide the fact that I killed her. I didn't want what I did in anger to ruin what we have. But I for damn sure didn't kill Bente. I'm not a murderer. What happened? I wish it never happened, but please, for the first time.
Niels Hansen looks with desperation in his eyes.
Thank you, Schmidt. I'll never forget this.
Levke looks at you, defeat in her eyes.
I don't really know. There's a big mess of feelings inside me. I think I love Niels, but I need a lot of time to come to terms with everything that has happened. But Niels was with me the whole night that Bente was murdered. One more thing. I found this box in Bente's...
The box is locked. You pick up the box. Something was painted on it. The box is locked. The box is locked. The first number is the second, the third. You hear a click. As you walk out of the...
You there, Mr. Schmidt. I've heard we could read. The townsfolk are being uncovered. Needless to say, folks are... I just can't...